Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about brands that I only own one product from, or one-hit wonders. I have seen a couple of my favorite YouTubers film this video recently. I saw Lauren May Beauty and Kelly Gooch do this, and I know I've also seen Samantha March do these videos on her channel in the past, so I'm going to link all three of theirs below. I know I did this a long time ago on my channel, like maybe 2018. It's been a very long time. But I find it really interesting to take a look at the brands that for some reason or another I only own one product from them and kind of talk about why that is. Maybe the one product I tried didn't really wow me, it didn't sway me to want to pick up more from the brand, or maybe now that I've tried this one product, there are more products that are kind of on my wish list now. And some of these actually are brands that I have had other products from in the past, so my collection from those brands has kind of dwindled down. We'll talk about those as well. All right, let's start with an eyeshadow palette. This is actually the one I'm wearing on my eyes today, and this is very new to me. This is the Sigma Enchanted palette. I bought this because it was recommended to me by some of you guys. So I recently did a video where I tried out products that you thought I would like, and I am actually currently working on a 1 week 1 palette with this palette, so I'm still kind of figuring out my thoughts on it, but so far, I'm starting to like it more. The first time I tried it, I actually didn't like it at all. The look came out very muddy. The shimmer that I used, Cosmos, ended up looking nothing like it looks in the pan on my eyelid, so I'm still testing it out. Some of these shimmers have kind of a black base to them, which is not my favorite, but I am finding that they perform much better with the NYX Glitter Primer, so I do really like the color story of this though. It's more the formula that I'm just trying to kind of figure out my thoughts on, and that'll probably determine whether or not I'd want to try more Sigma palettes in the future. But I do have some Sigma brushes actually in my collection, but I wasn't really counting brushes for this video, so I guess if you count that, this isn't the only Sigma product that I own, but as far as Sigma makeup, this is the only thing I own. The next brand is Nabla, and I have their Skin Glazing Glass Skin Finish Glow Powder in the shade Privilege. I bought this during the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale when it was half off, and I'm so glad I did. I've heard so many people raving about these highlighters, and I love it. I really do. The shade Privilege is this beautiful, like, duochrome peachy gold shade. It's got a little bit of pink to it as well. Really pretty. I don't have any other highlighters quite this color, and I do kind of want to pick up more shades now. I've also heard that Ozone is really good, and a lot of people that are around my skin tone really recommend that one. So that one is next on my list, but I probably will wait until it goes on sale again because I just don't like spending a lot of money on anything. I'm a cheapskate, what can I say? Really do like that, and I am hoping to try more from Nabla. I've also heard good things about their eyeshadows, but I'm not really looking to buy any new eyeshadow palettes, at least right now. Alright, next is a lip product. This brand is Burt's Bees, and this is their gloss lip crayon in the shade Santorini Sunrise. This was actually decluttered to me by a friend, and I love this color. It is a gorgeous, true peachy nude. I don't have any other lip colors that are this peachy, and I love this, especially in the spring and summer. It's a really nice hydrating formula. It's very comfortable. It's got a little bit of a glossy sheen to it, so I would definitely like to try more from the Burt's Bees makeup line. I feel like you don't really hear much about them on YouTube, but if anybody has any other Burt's Bees products to recommend, I would be interested because they are kind of drugstore priced, and I love especially sharing drugstore recommendations on here, so let me know. But I do really like this. I think it's kind of hard to find. The only place I'm ever able to link it is Walmart's website. Alright, I'm kind of just going at random here, but next I have Soul Body, and I do have a lot of ColourPop products in my collection, but Soul Body, I'm going to go ahead and count it as a different brand, even though they are like a sister brand to ColourPop. But this is their Face and Body Bronzing Balm in the shade Fair, and this is another product that was decluttered to me by a friend, and I love this. This is such a beautiful cream bronzer. This is actually the only cream bronzer that I currently have in my collection, and it's kind of the only one I really feel like I need. It is more of a warm toned bronzer, but I actually find it very easy to wear. I like to just dip a brush in there, and it's just so easy to apply. It's blendable, it stays on well, and it is totally matte, so I just feel like it's very easy to pull off. And it almost feels like a cream to powder, like it does kind of set down, so you're not left with like a tacky finish or anything, so I really like that, really recommend it. But I'm not really sure if there's anything else in the Soul Body line that I'm interested in trying, but I'm very glad to have this in my collection because it is really nice. Alright, another eyeshadow palette. This is the Shared Planet Polar Bear palette. This is such a pretty palette. Very wintry, icy, cool toned. I get kind of chilly just looking at this palette, you know? It's just a very wintry color story to me. The shimmers in here are stunning. They're so like glittery and sparkly. This shade, I always talk about the shade Avalanche. It's such a unique color. It looks like just any other kind of icy blue, but it's got a purple shift to it. I have a look on my Instagram Reels using this palette that I did recently if you want to check that out. Just to kind of show you how it performs. But the mattes in here are a little bit stiff, for lack of a better word. Like, they're not quite as powdery as some other mattes that I have, but I still find them fine to work with. They're just kind of a different matte formula than any other palette that I have. I'm not sure if I would try anything else from Shared Planet. Their Tiger palette also looks beautiful, and I would be interested in trying it, but like I said, I'm just not really trying to bring in a whole lot of new palettes to my collection, but that one does look really pretty. It's for kind of a more like warm toned, almost olivey toned neutral palette. This one's just a little bit more unique to me. I also only own one product from Hourglass, and I think this is the only product from Hourglass I've ever tried, at least not counting like tiny samples of things. But this is their ambient lighting powder in diffused light, and I have a mini of this, and I don't really like this that much. I know a lot of people do, and I'm not saying that you're wrong if you do like it. Sometimes people get a little annoyed at me when I talk about why I don't care for this, but I know this is meant to be a finishing powder, not a setting powder, and I have used it that way. I've used it all the ways that you could use it. You're kind of, as far as I understand, supposed to just kind of buff this all over your face for like a soft, lit from within finish, and when I do that, I don't notice much of a difference at all, so I just don't think this is worth the price, for me at least. And Hourglass just isn't really a brand that I'm dying to try that much else from, so. Okay, another brand I only own, well, this is kind of two products, but it's like a two-in-one. This is from Ulta Beauty, and it's their foundation adjusting drops, and I bought these, they came together in a duo, so that's why I'm going to count it as one product. This is the only thing I currently own from Ulta. I have in the past had their concealer a long time ago. I've had their eyeshadow primer, didn't really care for that. Their highlighter stick I've also had, so I've had a few things from them, but this is the only thing remaining. I would like to try more from Ulta Beauty. They don't sell these anymore, but I still use them from time to time. They're useful to have in my collection for when I do need to adjust the shade of a foundation. They work just fine for that. So if anybody has any more Ulta Beauty brand recommendations. Oh, I do also have their pencil sharpener, which again, I'm not really counting as a makeup product, but that is really good. If you're looking for a good, inexpensive makeup pencil sharpener, that's a good one. That's one that you guys turned me on to. Okay, this is another thing that you guys made me buy, the LYS Cream Blush in the shade Kindness. This was another thing that I tried out in the testing products that you guys recommended to me. I love this. Beautiful cream blush. It is matte. I love that it's in a compact for some reason. I just find that very satisfying. It's just velvety smooth. It stays on all day. Doesn't mess up your foundation underneath. Just an all-around great cream blush from Sephora. And I would like to try more from LYS. I think the next thing I would want to try is their foundation because I've just heard so many good things about it. Probably once I use up some of my other foundations, I might pick that one up. Another eyeshadow palette. This is from the brand Billie Beauty, and this is their Eyes of India palette. I have had this for a couple of years now, and I do really like this. I don't love it as much as I did when I first tried it. I think I've just started to find it a little bit more of a pain that these three shades down on the bottom, the purple, blue, and green, all have to be used with a wet brush. It's just a little bit of a hassle that I don't have to go to in order to use other palettes, so I have to kind of be in the mood for this, but it is a beautiful color story. I love these rich jewel tones. The only other product that this brand makes is lipstick. They've got several shades in their lipstick line, and I would possibly be curious to try some of those as well, but I'm not really running out to buy a whole lot of new lip products because I just have plenty that I'm trying to enjoy right now, so I'm not sure if I'll try anything else from this brand, but I do really like this palette. I'm glad I own it. I've also only tried one product from Makeup Revolution, and this is their, I guess they're going by Revolution now, but then they've got all these other sub-brands, so I don't even know. But this is their eyeliner, their liquid liner in the shade Sky Blue. I'm not sure if they're still selling this because I bought it at Ulta, and now it seems to not be available on Ulta anymore, maybe in other countries. I know this brand is very popular in Europe, so maybe it's available there, but I love this color. It's a cobalt blue. I bought this to replace my Wet n Wild liquid liner in Voltage Blue. It's basically the same color. It makes a great replacement, and I'm very happy with it. So if anybody has any Revolution recommendations, I'm all ears because this is another brand I definitely would like to try more from in the coming year. Another brand I only own one product from is Base Blue Cosmetics. This is their IVF collection liquid lipstick in Unbreakable Bond. So this is a collection they did, I think, as kind of like a fundraiser for some organization that helps women who are undergoing IVF or infertility issues. So I don't think I ever even would have heard of Base Blue on my own. They did reach out to me. I actually do have a sponge from them, their Ghost sponge from their like Halloween collection. I love that sponge also, but this is the only actual makeup product that I have from them. And this is a really nice liquid lipstick formula. I talked about this in a video a few months back on underrated products. I think this is a fantastic liquid lipstick formula. It's very thin. It's got almost like a silicone-y, slippy feeling to it that's nice because it doesn't really feel like it dries down and sucks the moisture out of your lips, but it is still almost completely transfer proof. I would say it's like 95% transfer proof. You might get a tiny bit of transfer, but there's something magical about it where it just doesn't really move. This is not a color I wear all the time. It's like a brownish brick color, but I do like having this in my collection, and I am curious to try more from this brand. The packaging, really pretty and fun, a tad bulky, I will say, but if this cause like means a lot to you, I think this is a nice little almost collectible item to have. And I did see you can actually buy this without the angel on it. So if you want like a slightly less bulky version, I think that one is also a couple dollars cheaper too. I only have one remaining product from Wet n Wild. This is the last Wet n Wild item in my collection. I've been trying to use up a lot of their products over the past couple of years, ever since their cruelty-free status kind of became a little bit muddy. I've just been kind of trying to phase them out. So this is their lipstick in the shade Violet's Kiss. I used to love these lipsticks, these Megalast, like $1.99 lipsticks. They had a lot of fun colors, and this is a very purple lipstick. It's a lot of fun. Not something I wear all the time, but I do like having it in my collection for just when I want to go crazy and wear a purple lipstick. So that's that, but I really no longer purchasing from Wet n Wild. If they did become cruelty-free or like for sure cruelty-free, I know some people do still consider them cruelty-free. I don't know. To me, they're just kind of like a gray area brand at this point, but if they ever did become for sure cruelty-free, I would definitely go back to purchasing from them because they used to be one of my favorite brands. They're very affordable. They got a lot of fun products, so that's that. And then similarly, I also am left with just one product from Physicians Formula. This is their Healthy Lip in the shade Tulip Treatment. I love this color. This is one of my favorite reds. I always describe this as a watermelon red because it's just got a slight bit of pink to it. It's beautiful for all times of year. This was also one of my favorite liquid lipstick formulas. It's a very non-drying formula. You do get a tiny bit of transfer, but I feel like that's worth it for not making your lips completely devoid of any moisture. Physicians Formula was one of my favorite drugstore brands. I also loved their Healthy Foundation back in the day. That was my favorite holy grail, so I miss them. Sad that I won't be buying from them again. They are kind of in the same family as Wet n Wild as far as cruelty-free status. They actually are sister companies too, so that makes sense. Another brand that I used to own more from, and I'm kind of phasing them out, is Ofra. This is their liquid lipstick in Laguna Beach. I'm actually trying to use this up, or at least get as much use out of it as I can because I've had it for a long time. I decluttered all the other products I owned from Ofra. All the other things I had from them were still in pretty new condition, so I was able to give them to friends or donate them, but this one I didn't feel comfortable giving to anyone because it was just kind of older, so I'm trying to use it up. I just don't really want to promote Ofra on my channel anymore because a few months ago, earlier this year, there was some information that came out about their owner, and it left a very bad taste in my mouth. There was a photo of him using like a white supremacist hand gesture. Not a fan, don't really want to associate myself with anything like that. I just don't support them anymore, but this was another great liquid lipstick formula, actually really similar to the Healthy Lip from Physicians Formula, and this is actually what I'm wearing as a blush on my cheeks right now. That's one of the main ways I've been using it to get more use out of it, so there's that. Another liquid lipstick, this is from Stila. This is their Stay All Day liquid lipstick in the shimmer formula, and this is the shade Beso Shimmer. This is a metallic red. This is the only metallic lipstick that I have, and this I bought because of Arna Elaine. She was wearing this, I don't know, on her stories I think a long time ago, and I saw it and I was like, I need that. As a red lipstick lover, I just felt like This is such a beautiful red for the holidays. It's very festive. I'll definitely be wearing this in some Christmas looks this year. I just think it's so fun. I don't really think the formula is anything that great. It's kind of just like your standard liquid lipstick. It does fully set down, but it is kind of drying. It doesn't wear off in the most flattering way, but I just love the color, so I'm willing to look past that. I'm not really itching to buy more from Stila. I have had their Glitter and Glow and Shimmer and Glow eyeshadows in the past. Those are really pretty, but the Glitter and Glows dried out really quickly. Maybe I would try another Shimmer and Glow if I ever found a color that like really spoke to me, but I don't know, I feel like Stila is not getting as much hype on YouTube as it used to. But does anybody have any like holy grail hidden gems that they love from Stila? Let me know. Okay, here's a brand. This is a brand that I kind of associate with Stila, even though they're not related at all, but this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Vitamin Glow Primer. And this is just a deluxe sample that I got as a point perk from Sephora, but I so far really like this primer. I don't know if it's going to be worth $39 because that is the full size price. I don't know if I'm going to want to pay the full price for it, because I also am really liking the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Primer right now. Really good. But I do find this very smoothing. It's a nice kind of gel serum type of texture, so it is really nice. I guess once I use this up, I'll decide for sure whether I want to buy another one or not. Alright, next I have a cream blush from a Canadian brand. This is Annabelle Cosmetics, and this is in the shade Subtle Coral. My friend who lives in Canada sent me this when we did a swap last year, and I really like this blush. It's a stick blush, and it's a very like easy to use cream blush formula. Honestly similar, even the shade is similar to the LYS blush. Very similar colors actually. I do like it. I find it very easy and satisfying to use. If you are able to get this brand where you live, I definitely recommend this cream blush. But if I ever am in Canada, I would definitely look into buying more from Annabelle. Another Canadian, actually this is not a Canadian brand, it's actually an Australian brand, but it is sold in Canada and it's not really sold in the US. This is also one of the things that my friend sent me for our swap from Canada, and it's the Nude by Nature Moisture Infusion Lip Gloss in Tea Rose. It's a really pretty gloss. I haven't been using it a whole lot just because I've been, I don't know, just focusing on trying to use up some other lip glosses, but I do want to try to get more use out of this. It's a beautiful color, just a very kind of universally flattering like nude pink shade, and it's got like a cool doe foot too. It's like an angled one. I like it. Again, not a very easy to access brand here in the States, so probably won't be trying any more from them, but maybe one day if I ever go to Australia or Canada, I would I would look into more products from them. Another brand, that's another one you don't really hear much about on YouTube at all. Alright, I told you guys there were a lot of brands to cover in this video. The next brand is Natasha Denona, and I have just one little single magnetic pan from them. This was another Sephora point perk, so I didn't buy this myself, but this is, I don't know what shade. Actually, I think the shade of this is called Silk. It doesn't have a label on it, but I think that's what it's called. This is one of the shades from their bronze palette, and it is just a nice like bronze shimmer shade. It is a very pretty formula. Honestly, I haven't used it much, but even just swatching it, it is really pretty. I definitely can see why people like the Natasha Denona formula. It's got almost like a wet sheen to it, and that was just like that was like a one tap swipe of that color, so really pretty. I need to use this more. I need to roll this into like my Shop My Stash sometime. I don't know, I'm not really that interested in Natasha Denona palettes, to be honest, so I don't know if I would try more from them, but happy to have that single. Another couple of lip products. I have one from Fermented. This is their peach lip pencil. I wear this all the time. I love this color. It's a nice warm toned nude without being too brown or brown at all. I love it. And I do want to try more from Fermented. They're available at Ulta and Target, so let me know, do you guys have any other Mented recommendations? I know I'm asking you guys for a lot of recommendations in this video, but this is definitely a brand that I would like to try more from. And then another brand I only own one product from is Charlotte Tilbury, and this is a mini of their lipstick in Amazing Amal. I have also had Pillow Talk in the past. I didn't love the color Pillow Talk on myself. That's one of those colors that kind of looks different on everybody, and I felt like it was a little bit too deep of a mauve for me, and sometimes I feel like mauves like that can age me a little bit in not a great way, but the formula of these is really nice. I think this is one of their Matte Revolution lip colors, And it goes on very smooth and velvety, but it's a nice thin formula, so it doesn't feel heavy on your lips. So I really enjoy that. Charlotte Tilbury is a brand that I, again, am not that interested in just because they're so expensive, but I don't know, one of my like dream splurge items is their bronzer in the light shade because it just looks like a perfect bronzer shade for me, and the people that have that bronzer love it. So one day I might splurge and get that, but until then, I just have one mini lipstick. And then the last brand I only own one product from is Marc Jacobs. This is their highliner gel eye crayon in black. This is also a mini. I got this in the Sephora sale, and this was like also on sale for like $8, so got it for basically a drugstore price. I don't really like this that much. To me, it's not any better than a lot of drugstore eyeliners. A lot of people say that this wears really well in the waterline. I don't think it wears that well in the waterline compared to a lot of drugstore eyeliners, so I didn't really get the hype on this, but it is a nice liner. I will certainly use it up, and it's not like I paid very much for it. So I don't know. Marc Jacobs, are they rebranding? I think they are, so I don't really know what's even available from them anymore, but their lipsticks have always appealed to me too. I would maybe one day like to splurge on one of their beautiful lipsticks because they just look very luxe and like fancy. I feel like Marc Jacobs is one of those brands that a lot of people don't know is cruelty free. Their makeup line is cruelty free, but their fragrance line is not. That's like a completely separate company, which is kind of weird, but just FYI. So is that everything? Yes. So those are all the brands that I only own one product from. It's quite a handful of brands. So if you've tried anything else from these brands, I'd love to know. Do you have any brands in your collection that you only own one product from? I would love to hear about it in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I'd also love to see you over on my Patreon. I've got bonus videos going up there every month. And hopefully I'll see you again very soon in my next video. Bye.